Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Love, Death, and Robots episodes.
Cursory historical research shows that humans had a card game called Exploding Kittens. So, yes, this checks out.
Oh, you're gonna die now.
Different. That's what the grown-ups say, but they mean better.
What'd he say, Doc?
He said, you're a warrior.
Goddamn right I'm a warrior.
For this list, we're looking at the most memorable, captivating, and impressive episodes from this animated anthology series. What's your favorite episode of Love, Death, and Robots? Sound off in the comments below. Number 10. Automated Customer Service. Reminiscent of WALL-E, automated customer service finds humanity made lazy by a world of technological convenience. Everywhere you turn, there's a robot doing the heavy lifting. When an aging woman's housekeeping robot turns on her, however, poor customer service and technical support forces her into action for fear of her life.
This feature is designed to eradicate small pests, such as insects, spiders, and mice. But in certain situations, larger prey, such as pets, and some humans could be targeted. We're sorry for any inconvenience.
While Season 2's Life Hutch deals with a similar concept, automated customer service proves that cute animation can still deliver superior commentary. It really takes us to task for our over-reliance on gadgets.
Well, it's VacuBot's house now. We suggest you run.
It's also a scathing indictment of failure by design and the way in which big tech abuses its power. Most importantly, though, it's just a lot of fun.
Never a moment's rest in this barren wasteland that is now your existence. Unless, of course, you'd like to purchase a place on the exclusive VacuBot Termination White. Go to hell.
Number 9. 3 Robots.
Oh man, this is so exciting!
You wouldn't expect one of the show's funniest episodes to also be among its most insightful, but 3 Robots performs an impressive balancing act. The episode centers on a trio of robots navigating the wreckage of a city. As it quickly becomes clear, this urban setting is not an outlier or an isolated disaster zone. Humanity is a thing of the past.
It's crazy. Who even designed them?
It's unclear. We checked their code, no creator signature.
That's because they were made by an unfathomable deity that created them for no apparent reason out of dust. Just kidding. They came from a very warm soup. Sorry for the wait, Jam.
While the apocalypse is generally dark subject matter, these synthetic characters bring a lot of heart to the end of the world. The episode is beautifully animated by Blow Studios, but it doesn't shy away from the more gruesome aspects of this doomsday scenario either.
Indeed, 'twas their own hubris that ended their reign, their belief that they were the pinnacle of creation, that caused them to poison the water, kill the land, and choke the sky. In the end, no nuclear winter was needed, just the long, heedless autumn of their own self-regard.
You okay?
Of course, for all the robotic one-liners, humorous and insightful, it's really the cat that makes this episode tick.
Yes, once we could open up our own tuna cans. That was pretty much that for the human race.
Seems pretty heartless.
Number 8. The Witness. Among the show's most divisive episodes, The Witness crams a whole lot into its 12-minute running time.
Emergency services, what's your emergency?
Hello? I think I saw a murder.
Location, please.
I think the killer's after me.
The animation is breathtaking. The studio behind it, Pinkman.tv, certainly made the most of this Netflix showcase. But right from the episode's opening seconds, we're immediately subjected to flashes of graphic violence. After witnessing a murder, a young woman is pursued by the killer to her place of work, which happens to be a sex club. Without giving too much away, let's just say this episode will leave you scratching your head. From start to finish, from sex to violence, everything about The Witness feels excessive, but it sure leaves a lasting impression. Number 7. Ice. The second contribution to the series by Passion Animation Studios, Ice has a unique visual style that immediately pulls the viewer in.
You think he's harder on you because we're not from here?
I doubt he gives a shit where we're from.
Honestly, the amount of world building that the writers managed to squeeze into this 13-minute episode is downright astounding. Set on a frigid and unforgiving planet, Ice follows two brothers attempting to find a place for themselves in the local social order.
Bet you wish you were back on Earth.
Here, seemingly the entire population has received modifications to give them superhuman augmentations, except one of the two brothers. A familiar story of youth and the struggle to fit in, transposed into a wholly unfamiliar world. Ice packs quite the punch. And it's got intense, monochromatic visuals to match.
Wow. That's amazing.
Number 6, Snow in the Desert. At what point do we stop calling something animation and just recognize it as simulated reality? Snow in the Desert is top of its class when it comes to animation. It is so photorealistic that at times, you might forget that it's not in fact a live-action film with some impressive CGI.
Hey, Snow. It's good to see you.
Though the visuals are distractingly good, this episode is more than just eye candy. It's got something to say.
I have no problem with that.
The story centers on Snow, an albino man hiding out on a barren planet from bounty hunters, hired by a merchant looking to exploit his regenerative abilities.
There's a big reward for his balls.
Balls? As in testicles?
An exploration of loneliness, with action and gore to spare, Snow in the Desert feels like a feature-length film crammed into 18 minutes. It is great, but it definitely leaves you wanting more.
I've been alone a long time too.
Number 5, Good Hunting.
When I was a child, the whole world was full of magic. My father was a spirit hunter, one of the brave men who protected humanity against spirits that would harm it.
In a nice departure from the largely futuristic settings of most episodes, Good Hunting opens in China in the early 1900s. Here, we follow a father and son as they hunt a mythological Huli Jing, a shapeshifter that appears as a beautiful woman, a vulpine creature, and a mix of both.
You are a very brave boy.
The whole thing initially feels out of place in the series, but the action and emotion of it all pulls you in nonetheless. Halfway through the episode, however, we jump forward into more of a steampunk vibe.
Technology in the city was exciting and always changing. As it changed, I changed with it.
Here, like the setting, the narrative is turned upside down. This is the story of an unlikely bond that spans many years, and the way it navigates subjects like abuse, tradition, and responsibility is astounding.
The old magic may have been gone from the world, but I could make a new magic from their machines. A magic we could use against them.
Number 4, Sunny's Edge. Fun fact, Season 1 of Love, Death, and Robots plays in a different order depending on the Netflix user's viewing preferences and tastes. Even so, Sunny's Edge often wound up being the first episode people saw. And what a place to begin.
I've heard so much. Yes, he's magnificent.
Yes, she is.
Boasting impressive visuals, this captivating story centers on an underground fighting ring, where humans control fearsome creatures in brutal combat. That alone would be enough to hold our attention for a 17-minute runtime. But we're then hit with a series of twists and turns that will leave even the savviest of viewers reeling.
How do you do it? All this fighting and hatred. Aren't you scared?
Scared. All the time.
It is quite the 1-2 punch, and remains one of the show's strongest episodes to date.
That fear of death. Do you feel it?
Number 3, Pop Squad. One of the great things about Love, Death, and Robots is that with every episode, you never really know what to expect. When this episode opens, you feel like you're stepping into a hard-boiled detective story.
See this? Made a bassinet out of a drawer.
Resourceful.
Then you realize what's really going on. Pop Squad is set in a future where people can live forever. The price? It is strictly forbidden to have children. Those who disregard this law must watch as, well, you can probably guess.
Sorry, kids.
Our protagonist enforces these regulations for a living. But after a particularly heartbreaking assignment, he begins to feel conflicted. It is arguably the darkest episode in the series, but also among the show's most powerful.
You feel something, don't you?
You've got to know this can't possibly work.
Number 2, Beyond the Aquila Rift.
Situation sucks, but it's good to see a friendly face.
She'll be okay, Tom.
For those who like to see animation pushed to its limits, this was the benchmark by which other episodes were judged in Season 1. More than just a CGI feast for the eyes, however, Beyond the Aquila Rift is really firing on all cylinders.
You're not really Greta.
I'm sorry, Tom.
In just 17 minutes, it changes course more than once, keeping you on your toes the whole way. Just when you think you have a grasp on the true nature of the story, it throws you another curveball.
Just show me, goddammit!
All right, Tom. But understand this. I do care for you. I care for all the lost souls that end up here.
We don't want to spoil anything, but Beyond the Aquila Rift is really a triumph of short-form sci-fi horror storytelling.
Shadara sector, but that's hundreds of light years off our course.
Yes, it is. But hey, at least there's a friendly face here.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Helping Hand. It's one of the toughest episodes to watch, but it's also hard to look away. Lucky 13. Who knew you could form such an emotional connection with a dropship? Sucker of Soul. Unique animation, charismatic heroes, and a blood-sucking fiend? What more could you want?
Hey, boss.
Yes, Gary?
About that C4.
Do it. Just don't bring the whole damn castle down on us.
All Through the House. The Night Before Christmas meets Alien. Next time you hear sleigh bells, stay in bed. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Zima Blue.
It's been over 100 years since I've spoken to the press. I've invited you here because I want you to help me tell my story.
Before ICE, Passion Animation Studios established themselves as the creative team to beat with Zima Blue. It's perhaps appropriate then that Zima Blue is such a unique exploration of legacy, identity, and artistry in an increasingly advanced technological world. Following the life of an artist, Zima, and his transformation into something truly larger than life, this episode is quite the head trip.
They added things, made modifications here and there. And with every iteration, it became more alive. Became more me.
A sobering journey through humanity and the cosmos, Zima Blue is an episode that benefits from repeat viewings. Upon each rewatch, it reveals some new little detail or opportunity for interpretation. For anyone who's ever dreamed of leaving their mark on history or longed to go further, this is mandatory viewing.
My search for truth is finished at last. I'm going home.
agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.